We've examined 2 or 3 different aspects of sacred attention therapy online training in the last handful of video blogs. And today we come to the 3rd in what's known as the 7 core elements of sacred attention therapy. And the subject here is emotional behavioral patterns. When you have an emotion, consider for a minute sadness, anger, grief, fear, hurt, pain, depression, anxiety, these kinds of things. They do not appear as a static event, should we say. Rather than a static event, they're part of a sequence. In this case, a sequence of events that are emotional. So sadness may be followed by anger or resentment or frustration, and that may be followed by regret, followed by depression, followed by fear and loneliness, which may turn around and then kind of go in a circle all over again. We call that an emotional behavioral pattern. That perhaps is rather a complex one. We could think of something much more simple, such as when somebody has an angry outburst and then feels regret and then tries to atone, feels hurt by what's happened, and that then persists until they return to the next occasion when they're angry and have an expression or an outburst of anger. Now, to understand the patterns is to go a little bit deeper than merely to understand the primary colours of emotion. I call the primary colours of emotion, these are anger, fear, sadness and pain. There's others, of course, but it's a start. So it's rather like blue, green, yellow, red, you see. It begins your understanding of the palette of the paintings of emotions, and the paintings of emotions in our life being sequential, being involved in a pattern, we get a deeper understanding of ourselves and our reactions, which are most often unconscious, automatic, and therefore hidden in their genesis, in their source from us. In other words, what can you do about your emotional reactions when you're not deciding how you want to act, how you wish to behave, but rather it's happening to you, and you can feel that helplessness, and that I'm somehow not in charge of my own life or my own relationships or my own behavioral reactions or responses to people or to events. Emotional behavioral patterns then in our sequence thus far is the 3rd of the 7 core elements in sacred attention therapy, and in the training, which you can learn more about in the website below, the Centre for Human Awakening, we devote a module, an entire module, at least a month of study to each one of these core elements. So far we would have a whole module for family beliefs, a module for life statements, and as we've discussed today, for emotional behavioral patterns. In the next 4 video blogs we'll discuss the other and the last of the 7 core elements.